Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video. Today we have the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin, Tommy Oliver, and I've got to admit, I kind of like the box, pretty much like all of them, but I have noticed some stuff on the figure that I'm not too happy about, but we'll look at that in a moment. But let's look at the box. So we got this lovely picture of the White Ranger here. It says Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Mighty Morphin White Ranger. On this side it is the White Ranger. On this one we have a lovely picture of what's going on with the what you can pose him in, but a lovely kind of photo of him. There is the White Ranger there with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo at the top, sealed white, yellow, white, there we go, and basically nothing there at the bottom, just the barcode. So let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. Normally I would jump straight into looking at the helmet, but I've noticed this with the foot. This one is a lot easier to do. It's very stiff, and I don't know why all the joints are, but this one, it's a lot harder, and I didn't want to kind of break it. So this is how I got it in the box, and it's really kind of annoying that I can't, like, it feels, it's clicking now, but it generally kind of feels like there's not a lot there. Like, it shouldn't be like this, I think, which I'm kind of annoyed at. And if you hear banging in the background, then it's next door, and I don't know why. So, like, you can move back there, but you really have to kind of move it. Like, that I've never seen before on any sort of figure. I don't know if mine's defective like that way, but now I know when looking at the figures that's there for some strange reason. But is it meant to be like that? Tommy just breaks his foot? Like, I don't know. I'm very kind of, like, if your figure is like that, then let me know down below in the comments, because it shouldn't be like that. So I don't know what's up with it. It just means now I have to do that. So let's have a look at the joint actually. Yeah. I don't know. I'm stumped. Let me know down below in the comments, and let's continue this review. Here is the White Ranger. So you saw that brief clip where I found his foot, and it's a weird thing. Both of them do it. So let's have a look at the White Ranger. Now, I've got to admit, the helmet looks fine. I really liked it, but there is paint missing, blemishes, mainly around here, the face. It looks like, and I hate to say it because I actually really like this figure, is that it feels like it was taken with a Sharpie pen and just kind of finished off. The shield is a very soft plastic. That's really cool. I'm hoping that most of the other figures are going to be like this, but mainly when we look at the shield, we can see that the gold has bled into the black at the top here, if you can see it, bleeds in just there. And it kind of goes all around. Like, here there's paint missing. This is the kind of worst one. So when I lift up his arm, we can see a very bad kind of paint job. Missing paint here, paint just like going squiff there, and then obviously some there. One of the things that I don't like is, if you can see it on camera, is just here. So let's move that there. There's so much paint that's just bled in that it just doesn't look right, and I'm actually kind of annoyed that they let a load of figures out like this. Now, this could just be mine. If yours is like that, please put it in the comments down below. I don't think there's, it's not on this side that I've seen so far. It just seems to be there, but I think there is some more just about that I'm not happy about. And I think, just in case I forget, there's some just yellow stuff. You can't really see it. It's like that there. I'm just kind of really a bit annoyed at this, because I thought there'd be like, it would be kind of almost perfect, but just so bad just to kind of release it like this. So I do like the shield. It's soft. The tiger coin is really nice. Armband, obviously with the paint. Yeah, even just looking at the helmet there, there's just paint just going straight in, and just right here it feels like someone has either put a nail in it, so when it's been drying, you can just about see it there. So if I do it, hold it, try and get the light, just there where the light is, it feels like this figure was really rushed. Yeah, there's some paint going in, even like some of like damage here. I don't know what it is. It's just very frustrating, but it looks okay-ish this way. Let's move on to the next part. Coming here to the belt, I can't see any kind of problems with it. It looks like there's a little bit there, but I'm not really kind of bothered because it makes it look like a belt, like a leather at least. The belt buckle looks absolutely fine. I can't see any problems with it. It's kind of made of soft plastic as well, so I think that's kind of cool. The white looks a bit kind of, how do I say, it looks a bit kind of dull and dirty looking, which I don't know if that's the thing they're going for, but it looks okay. We can see that there's the joints there, so it can move. The legs can move around. But yeah, let's look at the bottom part. So I'm having to hold them up. We're looking at the bottom part here. You can see that there is some kind of black going into the gold. It looks like compared to the rest that this is darker, so I don't know if the black's gone straight into here. It just looks a bit kind of not a very good impression in my eyes. I just think this whole figure, it could look better, but I don't know if this is just mine. Maybe I got the defective one out of a bunch of like 100 or something like that. I really like here the kind of the way that the leather is. The kind of like creases, it looks very similar to one at Power MorphCon that we saw last year. So this looks a lot better than the prototype, or maybe the prototype looks a lot better like this. Okay, so here I am not happy. It just feels like I don't know what's happened with my figure. Just here is just like, look at that dent there. That's not good. It feels like if these were all in line, it's just been kind of twisted and pulled off. So I'm not happy with that one at all. And even when standing the figure up, like literally it just started to go back on itself, even when I've perfectly balanced it. Not happy with that one. But let's look, you got the kind of creases along the side. The boots look absolutely fine, apart from when the feet, again, the feet were very weird in this one. So again, I don't know why, because I've not noticed it on any of the others. Coming to the back of the figure, we have this belt buckle here, which I kind of really wish was on the other ranges as well, because it kind of makes a little bit more sense. This is where Saba is held in the holster. The arms look okay. Now, this is all the way bent back. It just looks kind of weird. Like, I didn't notice it on the Red Dino Charge Ranger, but it just feels kind of very on this one. I feel like it could have been done better. It feels like this part here is kind of stopping it. So when you look at the arm, it's just straight out. It doesn't feel like an arm. We'll compare it to the Fig Arts in a minute so you can see what that one's like. But I feel like the arms are a little bit weird on the figure. Wave 1, not going to be like, oh my god, all the time. But you kind of think that they would have got this right before sending it out. But we'll talk about that later. Maybe. So gold armbands are fine here and here, apart from the blemishes, and the shield looks fine. Again, soft plastic. Notice at the top here, the gold runs into the black, and as we see the top of the shield here, you can see that it's just not been painted. Like, the paint's not done the right thing. I didn't mind the kind of join, because obviously that's what you've got to do, but it just doesn't feel right. And again, when we look at the back of the helmet, you can't see it, but there is some yellow or fluorescent green fluorescent green Ranger coming soon. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, let's just look at the helmet, because rather than moving up to the last part, back of the helmet looks absolutely fine. It's smooth, it does the job, and that's about it. So let's look at the articulation and the stress test. So again, I don't know why the feet are so kind of stiff. Maybe it's to put it in the pose. I did get that one to work in the end, but when you do this, it's just, it feels really weird that, you know, he's hurt himself. So there's no real twist to the feet, at least. You can twist those around, which is fine. Again, like so here. I haven't done see, it's always like kind of marshmallowy. Like the way that it feels, like it just doesn't feel like how a leg should bend in a toy. Like you have to really kind of force it, and you don't want to do that with a figure. You can move the legs around like so. You move the leg around like that, which is fine. Leg movement, okay. Leg movement, okay. Like that. You can bend. It does click, so that's not bad, I think. So that's okay. And it twists around. That's really weird. I don't want to do that again. Arm moves up, moves around. Hand moves like that. Moves like that, which are fine. Hand moves around. Moves around. That again, that's weird. I don't know why. And then that bends as well. So it kind of clicks. And then let's look at the helmet. Again, more blemish. You can't really see it. There'll probably be pictures at the end maybe. But the helmet kind of moves all the way around. So yeah, that's the stress test. Let's move on to the next one. Let's change the head. Obviously you get the helmet, and then you obviously get Tommy's head. So let's take this off. And then it looks really weird. Like, it looks like Doctor Strange, the actor who plays Doctor Strange in this one. The head kind of like, even when you just adjust it, it's so stiff. It feels like the more you do it, it could break. I don't want that at all. So it looks kind of weird, like so. His eyes, I think the prototype looks like 10 times better in my eyes. Obviously, you've got the ponytail. You've got the kind of like the hair, like the follicles, which looks fine. I like this. It's all kind of like pulled back into a ponytail, so it's not like kind of a bland, normal, smooth look. I think that looks okay. I think that even got the hair just doing that. That looks kind of cool. Again, you can move the head around. It's like, what's up? What's up, Ranger Nation? Don't know why. But just moving the head, I actually physically have to put a lot of kind of like, I don't want to break it. I don't really like that. Ponytail is like kind of soft plastic, which isn't too bad. Okay, so I don't want to go too much into detail on this one, but comparing them, I have got to say I prefer the Fig Arts on this because the paint job looks slick. It stands out. And when you kind of put them together, you can see the different blemishes. You can see that there is paint missing there, you know, as I said, just there. And again, like marks on the shield that don't look it. When you look at this one, it's just spotless. I can't see any problems with how it is. Even that head looks more like Tommy than this one does. I generally don't know why it doesn't. I just don't think it looks that great. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed because the other two heads for Tyler and for Doggy, or for Kruger, look perfect. Like, they really do look spot on. Maybe more like Kruger than Tyler, but still, I just don't think this looks good. Maybe it's because the neck's too long. Maybe because their head could have come down a little bit more. Maybe that's the thing. But when you look at these and compare them, the Fig Arts one stands out. Even like the paintwork on the gold looks amazing. Maybe it's the fact that when I looked at this, the paintwork wasn't that great on the Lightning one. But for this one, I prefer the Fig Arts version. But I thought I'd like the Lightning collection more. But no, the Fig Arts version of this one looks absolutely spot on and looks better than the Lightning one, which is a bit of a shame. But you know, I want to give my honest opinion and my honest thoughts on this. Let's have a look at Saba. Now, I can't remember what the prototype Saba looks like, but it's also kind of really weird when looking at how this is. So you have paint going into the white, which makes it look like a cream, which I don't particularly like. Same thing here as I can see just there. You've got the gold here, which looks absolutely fine. But on this side, you've got more gold that just blemishes just there. I really don't like that. On this side, you can see it a bit more. One thing I don't understand is you've got gold there and yet silver there. So I don't know if that's not been painted. Same thing as like when you look at the top, like it looks really bad. I'm even the face, like, obviously I'm not going to say like you have to paint it. Let's look at the Fig Arts version of Saba. Eyes are painted, everything's painted properly. You've got the silver on the top of the head there, but when you compare them, so I'm trying to get it all in focus, it just looks like a very rushed job that they've not done like anything. And I'm kind of like a really like even when you look at the sword here and then you compare it there, like, I know obviously it can't be exactly the same, but it just feels like the Fig Arts version is a lot better on that one. So I don't know why they didn't finish the painting on this one, why it isn't properly checked. Again, it might just be mine, but let me know down below in the comments if yours is exactly the same, or if you've just noticed this now. Okay, one thing I do want to add in, and I only noticed this when I was putting on the special effect, which we'll do in the same one, but the blade's not even painted properly down here. It's faded, like it looks like it's at the top, or it's just white all the way down. So again, I don't know if this is just mine. I'm just a bit kind of disappointed in this particular one. So I was looking over at the special effect that you get, and I was like, how do you attach it? And there's a very small kind of hole right there. So basically you put in this item there, and that's pretty much what it looks like. I would probably have gone with a slashing type thing rather than this, because I don't know why. Reminds me of the crystal entity from Star Trek, but I would have had a slash moment, very much like say Doggy Kruger's one, because that looks kind of cool for that. But yeah, I thought I would just add that on. So Ranger Nation, there is the White Ranger. I have got to admit I am very disappointed in this figure. I like the look of it, I do. I like the shield, the way that it's flexible, it's not a hard plastic, very similar to the Fig Arts. I'm glad that they kind of changed that. I think it's just the way that the paint has been on this one. The fact is that it's bleeding into a lot of stuff, like there is blemishes everywhere on this figure, and it feels like if it's not just mine, if it's mine alone, fair enough, maybe it can be replaced, but I feel like it feels like a rushed one. And I was quite excited for this one. I'm not a huge Tommy fan, but I was very excited for this one because of what we saw at Power Morphicon. I was like, oh my god, this is a figure that I need to have. One thing is I've been trying to put the sword into the hand here. I didn't like it because the hand doesn't go around it. Now, I know I hate to turn around to keep talking about, like, say, the Fig Arts version, but if you could take, like, I think it's the head, or the blade comes off like that, so you can easily put something in the hand. That would be cool if you could take the head off Saba, so that the whole thing can like slip in quite easily. One thing I have noticed on the figure, and I don't know if I picked it up, is that there's dirt somewhere on the leg. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just along the line here. It's just really bad. It looks like it's been stained. If Tommy was drinking coffee and he basically spilt it on him while morphed and it didn't disappear, that's possibly what I can take away from this. Apart from that, it looks like a nice figure when all of them come out and you can pose them. I really like this pose more than anything, so I think it just looks fine. But apart from that, I'm just kind of a little bit disappointed with it. Yeah, I think... Would I get this? Yes, for the collection. Would I inspect the figure in the box and make sure that it's not got any problems with it? Yes, I would, rather than just randomly picking it up. Apart from that, it's an okay figure. If you want to collect it, do it. I really want to say a lot of positive things, but from what I've seen of my particular figure, I just don't have anything positive to say about it. But I am going to leave it there. So Ranger Nation, what are your thoughts? Do you like this figure? Do you not? Has yours got any problems? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, why not hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And as always, Ranger Nation, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.